Even though you might be able to. Yeah, baby, baby, dooby, dooby, doo.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Jules.
And
we doing filmographies.
That's right. We pick a name out of a hat.
And then we watched 10 of their first 10.
The first 10 movies, one episode at a time.
Projects. We legally have to say projects.
Okay.
We can't say movies legally.
Because sometimes not.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Whichever ones we can find, we watch them. And then we discuss not only their performance,
right,
but also the film itself.
Yes, Julian will take you from beginning to end, the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to watch it. Jules did.
Yeah.
He'll tell you what happens.
Right. It's uncanny how close we get.
Yep.
To
and we're on a new person.
We are, yeah. Hey, so it's Sigourney Weaver.
Fuck yeah, Sigourney Weaver.
Who saw that coming? No one.
No one. Surprise.
Oh boy, Sigourney Weaver. She's one of those cornerstones of American cinema, but you also don't often think of her.
I think of her every night.
Obviously,
I
we
say
both
my
do, but
prayers to Sigourney. I say, watch after me while I sleep.
Sigourney Weaver, I believe you can get me through the night.
She's the only reason we don't have Freddy Krueger bothering everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Sigourney.
She's the only reason I'm not married.
Right.
Saving myself just in case.
Yes, in case she needs you.
Mm-hmm.
I am also there, waiting.
Her first film, believe it or not.
Yeah?
Annie Hall.
Annie Hall.
Where she plays.
It's like a dual leads.
Mm-hmm.
Woody Allen, Sigourney Weaver,
mm-hmm.
Annie Hall.
But it's weird because she does that thing where half of her body is the lady and half is the man.
Right.
And so she acts this whole thing out. So even when they're not present, somehow they're still present.
Is that a cabaret thing?
I think so.
Neither of us have seen that movie.
Oh, is it from the actual movie Cabaret?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm familiar with that thing, but I seem to recall it from at least two other things, which are probably aping.
Will Forte in 30 Rock came up with that. That's the first time of it on film or used in anything is on 30 Rock back in 2008.
I don't know. He did that on there?
Yeah, I'm lying.
Cool.
He's dating Jane Kasmerick.
Trimmer?
The Roger lady?
Jane
Kasmerick?
Kasmerick. Not John Krasinski. But also not...
What's the name of the lady?
Jane...
From Malcolm in the Middle.
Krakowski?
It's Jane Krakowski that he's dating. Jane Kasmerick.
Jane?
Whose name we're still not saying right probably is from Malcolm in the Middle.
Mm-hmm.
She's the mom.
Jane Kaczmarek.
Are we gonna...
God.
You picked Sigourney.
Oh, yes.
Sigourney's one of your choices from the bucket. Yes. Should we do little bottles of alcohol?
Mm-hmm.
And I say that's a good choice. And, you know, every time I refresh on it and look at the Sigourney lineup, I'm always like, this is great.
It's crazy.
How are we not going to want to do Sigourney constantly?
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Even when you're like, I don't know, is this like not a great period? The movies all sound really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think there are any bad periods. There's just some mysterious movies.
Yeah, like next week's feature is a little bit of a doozy.
Yeah.
But so, yeah, I guess let's hit this alcohol.
Hit it? We're going to smoke it? Smoke alcohol?
Yeah, where's your foil? Get that foil on going.
They caught fire and they burned down his house. Oh, my mouth tastes bad.
Had you seen Annie Hall previously?
I had.
I don't think I have in any form.
I didn't recall really any of it.
Even snippets of it, I don't think I've seen.
I thought he dated Mariel Hemingway in this movie. That doesn't happen in this movie, right?
No.
What fucking movie is that where he dates a 15-year-old girl?
Manhattan.
That's from right around the same era.
I don't know, but there is a line late in this movie
where they mention that, and I thought she was going to show up.
Well, they mention what?
Like a young lady, him dating somebody who's way too young. Right? No?
No.
Okay, never mind, sorry.
No, hey, you don't have to apologize. And I wouldn't accept it if you actually meant it.
Okay.
No, there was this was based on his relationship with Diane Keaton.
Oh, really? Specifically?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's fun.
Because her name is Diane Hall. And I guess in some parts of somewhere, Diane can be shortened to Annie. even though nobody called her Annie Hall ever once in her life. They did after the movie, of course. But yeah, I had no idea that they were together. This movie is like based on that or something.
We'll do the shot, but I will like to say,
what do you got?
I got something controversial to say to you.
Okay.
I think Woody Allen's pretty cute in this movie.
He doesn't look like himself when they're lying down in bed at night.
I also wanted to touch on that because he looks terrifying and horrible in the dark with his glasses. I'm like, who's this guy? I don't want to get this guy out of my bed.
Oh man, who was that guy? There's a character actor that was on a sitcom that looks like that, but also like Beaker from. There'd be no way I could find out who this guy is in any reasonable amount of time. But if I could show him to you, you'd probably be like, "Oh yeah."
Is he from Conan O'Brien? Is he one of the writers that pops up?
Maybe. No, I feel like he's not Miles. If that's where you were going. I feel like he would have been on a show, maybe not the Drew Carey show, but maybe the Ellen show. What were her friends on Ellen? The Ellen show.
Air Gross was originally on it. Ari Gross. I always say it weird.
Ellen.
And some ladies?
Show. Ellen DeGeneres American TV show. Is that this? No, that's her dumb show.
You know, it was called These Friends of Mine for like a season or two or more.
The sitcom?
Yeah.
What was it called?
It was changed to Ellen.
Oh, it was just called Ellen? Oh, yeah, there it is.
I used to watch it. I thought it was pretty great.
What? Who are these people? I go for the cast and they don't show me. What the fuck? I don't think this is... There's no, like, guy friend on here. Except for the chubby guy.
On Ellen?
And that
I don't even think
guy.
that's her friend. He just works at the bookstore.
Oh, that guy? No. Man, what would it have been? What would it have been?
Jeremy Piven is her friend.
Oh, that's right. No, what would it have... I can't even begin to think where this guy... It's something like that, though. Maybe Caroline. I feel like it's a female-led...
Caroline in the City?
I feel like it's a female-led sort of Seinfeld-y kind of show. He's got red curly hair, and I think he might even be balding a little bit.
Oh, he's not from Seinfeld, is he?
Mm-mm. He may have been on an episode of Seinfeld, but whatever.
He's thinking of Joey Slotnick, who played Sam Sloan on The Single Guy.
What did you have to drink there?
Oh, 99 strawberries.
Oh, I've got Smirnoff pink lemonade.
Oh, that sounds good.
Looks like it's from Miami in the 80s.
That looks fun. It's
Yeah.
a Barbie drink.
Fuck. That's the stuff.
But yeah, I thought Woody Allen was cute, handsome. Nah, he's not like a knockout or anything, but I'm used to Woody Allen of the 90s, at which point he's like in his 60s, and he's kind of a caricature looking guy.
Mm-hmm.
But if you rewind back to the 70s, you can see the appeal of him. He looks nice.
Yeah, I was coming off of Everyone Says I Love You.
Oh, yeah, he's in his 60s now.
Right. And that's the Woody Allen that I just feel is ingrained in. Even when I see him now and he's super old, it feels weird. It just feels like he's that 50, 60-year-old Woody Allen, right?
Yeah.
Perpetually. So when you see him in here, you're like, yeah, coupled with the fact that he's a successful comedian and he's got an okay personality when he's not being a total insufferable asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good looking enough where I could see him dating all of these people.
Better looking than Seinfeld.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Big time, man.
By quite a bit.
Yeah. And so the movie starts, though, and we're kind of...
Oh, no.
Oh, wait.
No. You got trivia.
I got all
We got to
sorts
do a
of shit,
synopsis.
I keep sidetracking us, and then I jump into the future. So I do have some trivia for you here. First off, this movie's jam-packed, full of known, welcomed faces.
Kevin Kline, Kevin Bacon, Kevin McAllister.
John Leguizamo.
Yep.
A very young and actually quite handsome Christopher Walken. He's not super young, but he is young.
Yeah, I find that whatever that direct shot they have of him in the bedroom is not really doing him a lot of favors.
No, but at the dinner table,
he looks great.
I'm like, who's this beefcake?
He's really quite funny in this. This movie's quite funny several times.
Yeah, and so the original rough cut ran just under 2.5 hours long, and they cut a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Amongst the scenes that were cut were more of the classmates in the present day sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think you actually see them in the present day.
Oh, the kids from the beginning?
Yeah. I like the way that they just had the kids doing a little soliloquy about where they at in life. Another one was Alvy as a teenager. There was a scene in a junk food restaurant featuring Danny Aiello. Extensive additional scenes featuring Carol Kane, Janet Margolin, Colleen Dewhurst, and Shelley Duvall. And a fantasy segment at Madison Square Garden featuring the New York Knicks competing against a team of 5 great philosophers.
Oh, boy.
Christopher Walken's driving scene was actually cut.
From that version?
From that version, and it wasn't until slightly before the film was finally completed that they tucked it back in.
I thought that was actually one of the funnier gags in the movie.
It was.
Dead Janet Margolin died in 93.
Oh, is that right?
I was like, who's this lady's really cute. She reminds me of like maybe an Elaine type. I couldn't quite peg who she looked like.
Mm-hmm. I was trying to think, okay, who is she now? And I'm like, I don't know her.
Well, yeah, I dug her up and I was like, oh, this is her body. Is there any rings on it? Just kidding. I dug her up and said, oh, she died in the 90s.
There was actually also a scene that involved Harvey Fierstein that was cut.
Okay.
The original name for this movie was anhedonia.
That's stupid.
Which is the inability to feel pleasure.
This isn't his first movie. Is this like after? This is after his silly movies like Bananas and stuff and Sleeper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the marketing department was like, "Well, we can't work with that.
God, he's made so many movies.
We can't do anything with anhedonia." So a couple other names that were kicked around. It had to be Jew. A roller coaster named Desire. And Me and My Goy.
Is this he came up with these names?
Yeah, this is probably just a riff or something.
Yeah.
There was a sequence that was set at Coney Island where Woody Allen kept a crew of 200 extras hanging around for an entire morning. And he never found the inspiration to shoot that day.
Wow.
The original budget for this movie was $3 million. It ballooned to $4 million, but it cleared $38 million.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big movie. This is on like the top 100 or 1,000 list, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like people respect this. What is it? The AFI 100?
Yeah.
Is it 100?
I think Ebert is like, yeah, this is one of them that you should watch kind of list movies or whatever.
It's fascinating because it's clearly been gobbled up and shit out by a million movies since, like in so many different ways, so many different scenes, so many things that inspire everything that happened in the last. It's been like 45 years almost since this came out.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
Yeah, it came out in 1977. The line where he says, "Hey, don't knock masturbation. It's sex with someone I love."
Mm-hmm.
That was voted as the number 78 out of 100 greatest movie lines by Premiere in 2007.
In 2007, they thought that was good. That seems like you would think that was good in 2000 or 1980s.
You would think that, but I guess they didn't exist then.
I feel like that's something like shitheads say now.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like somebody will tweet that or something. What is that? I can look it up on my camera.
That's your doorbell?
Yeah.
It's spooky.
You're spooky.
Did you notice Beverly D'Angelo?
Oh, I didn't.
You remember when Woody Allen... Well, we'll get there. Apparently this was Shelley Hack's film debut.
I know that name. Who's Shelley Hack?
Shelley Hack, she's been around.
That doesn't help me.
I think she's one of the Charlie's Angels, but I think she was also in Mr. Women and Bandini's single bar, single women.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's. I mean, yeah. She's the one who fools around with Starsky or Hutch.
Mm-hmm, both.
Oh, nice. Way to go, guys.
Brooke Shields appeared in a deleted scene in which she played a schoolgirl crush of young Alvy's.
Okay.
Because she would have been about 4.
No,
but she had been a young kid.
like 10.
Mm-hmm. Though frequently regarded as one of Woody Allen's greatest films, he himself doesn't think very highly of it. Said it doesn't really live up to what I wanted it to be.
It's fair.
Woody Allen originally envisioned this movie as a murder mystery with a subplot about romance.
Did he take that and make it the other movie?
Yes.
What is that other movie?
Manhattan Murder Mystery.
There you go.
1993.
That one's real good.
When he sneezed into the cocaine,
Yeah.
that was unscripted. They left it in there during a test screening and everybody lost their shit.
I bet.
So then they had to rewrite the scene so that the dialogue that followed it wasn't drowned out by all the laughter. You remember that part where there are people watching? And he goes, hey, that guy looks like he's auditioning or coming from like a Truman Capote lookalike convention or something.
Was that fucking Truman Capote?
It was Truman Capote.
That's pretty funny. I
It
feel
is.
like, is this the first time you see people watching as like a trope in
this
a movie?
movie is attributed to people then going out and actively people watching.
Did people watch before this movie? That is
course.
something I thought of about this. Cause
Absolutely. I mean, that's what you do. People have been people watching since the dawn of time.
I don't people watch. It makes me uncomfortable because I'm worried they're going to want to engage with me if they see me looking at them.
I do, but I do it from a bush
Oh, that's a good
with a
idea.
newspaper with eye holes cut.
Okay.
But there's an ad on the front that has a person's face, so my eyes are coming through their eyes.
Okay. That's pretty good. I should just keep ninja stars, and if they come over, I'll just get them in the head like in Kung Fu the movie. Is that the sound I make?
So I tell you what. I'll tell you what I want to do. What I want to do right now. I want to play a little game.
Oh.
All right. Ready for this?
Yeah. I wonder what's in those packages. Is that part of the game?
No, it's called Hit Me With That Synopsis.
Oh, you motherfucker. I thought it was going to be that, but I thought you really had a game.
I ain't got no games.
Annie Hall. Comedian LV singer Woody Allen is neurotic by nature. After 2 failed marriages, he finally feels like he found the one in pixie progenitor Annie Hall, Diane Keaton. The relationship begins to fall apart, and we are treated to LV's take on life and love as he bemoans the anti-Semitism he finds everywhere to his creepball friend Rob, Tony Roberts, all in an attempt to find a little room next to Annie Hall.
Mm-hmm.
You really hustling to write these tonight, weren't you?
Yeah.
I was like, are we not doing this tonight? I haven't gotten the thing yet, but I'm pretty sure he's still trying to watch them.
Man, I don't know. So the movie starts, right? And the way it starts, it feels like this has informed everybody's take on Woody Allen over the last 40 years. Damn.
That was better than mine.
Mm-hmm. How, he's just in front of like a orange, yellow wall. Doing his Woody Allen
That's
thing.
good.
But it's not totally insufferable.
No, it's been amped up in parodies of him.
It works here as the genuine article, but he's basically like, Annie Hall, she left me. And
He's like 25% more annoying than a person normally would be, I think.
Mhm,
He's
yeah.
Just amped up like 25%.
and he gets more annoying the more time you spend with him, of course, but
Yeah, I think it's his confidence around people as he gets to know them, right? Like he gets much worse as he's spending time with Annie Hall.
and so basically he's just like, yeah, I like this lady and she left. I can't believe it. And then it kicks off where him and Rob are talking, right? Does it start there?
I just realized I have no idea how this movie starts. I just pictured him in the classroom and talking about the roller coaster.
He's talking, maybe he does mention his family at first. That was a hotel that actually existed underneath the roller coaster at Coney Island.
Really?
Yeah. Both were demolished in 2000. At first I was like, Hideaway. But I don't think.
There's no hotel.
No, and I don't think, because that's where he'd be living.
Yeah.
Man, so what I do recall is that at one point where it's just a static shot of like a city street, and you hear Woody Allen and his friend Rob talking. Halfway down the block, you see 2 people standing facing each other, but they're both wearing suits. And so I'm like, well, I don't think that's them. And as the scene opens, I think there's like an old woman or something walking just in the forefront, about to exit the scene. And they're talking for like what feels like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. And neither of them are present in the scene until eventually you see them coming from like the farthest crosswalk.
So that wasn't them that you spotted?
No, they've been talking this whole time and they have not existed. And eventually they start coming into frame and walking and talking more. I'm like,
That's amazing. My brain was just like, this isn't important. Get rid of it.
it happens a few times where there's talking, but you don't see the people doing it. And it's kind of refreshing, but it's also kind of like confusing.
Well, there's that shot of like the beach, like going, exactly. What I'm talking about. It's very Bergman-y. Like it's just the them talking, but kind of the shaky cam, unrelated to what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. It almost sort of feels like they needed the dialogue.
I liked that shot. Yeah,
but didn't have the actual dialogue on film, so they're just like, voice over this. Guy was trying to walk into setting up the shot or whatever, and it happens at another point, I think, as well, but I can't pinpoint exactly when. So they're, Alvy's got problems. He feels like he's being persecuted because he's Jewish.
Oh, is this where okay, yeah.
And Rob's like, why don't you just move out to California? Come out to the coast.
Have a couple of beers. I'm a diehard.
I saw that in the theater.
By yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's like, I don't want to go to California.
Did you hear? This is what he said to me. He said, Jew eat? Is this that sequence?
Yeah, and he goes, God damn it, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Guy looks like a real Ron Perlman.
Yeah. I thought maybe that was going to be
like,
somebody
Ron Perlman.
I recognized, and it wasn't.
No, apparently he's like, I don't know, a comedy writer or something.
All right.
Him and Woody Allen are friends in real life, and in real life they call each other Max, which I guess they do a couple of times in the movie.
They're both Max?
Yeah. They're a couple of Jerrys.
I think we're lost, Jerry.
Yeah, Max. He goes, oh, yeah, aren't you meeting Annie Hall at the theater? And he goes, oh, yeah, whatever, I'll just be late. And he gets there, and he's waiting outside, and the guy from the League shows up.
This scene's pretty great. I feel like I've seen this 1,000 times since this, but I feel like this is the first time anybody did it.
The guy, he's a weird guy.
Yeah, he's being creepy.
He walks up and he's in the forefront with Woody in the back. He looks past the camera and he looks at Woody and eventually
he keeps making that face like,
Hey, wait a second here.
This is that guy, right?
You're on TV, right? No, it's not me. Yeah, you're on TV, man. I know you.
Once in a while, every
What's
now
your
and
name?
I'm Robert Redford.
Nah. And then he ropes in another guy, some other paisan.
This is Alvy Singer. He's from TV. Oh, you're from TV? I knew that.
Hey, fucking Alvy Singer over here. He signed this for me. It's from my girlfriend, Ralph.
Your girlfriend's name is Ralph?
It's for my brother.
Annie Hall eventually pulls up in a limo, or a cab, not a limo. And he goes, hey, what are you doing? Why are you late? I was out here with the cast of The Godfather.
Yeah. Boom.
Because
she was just in The Godfather.
So was one of those guys.
What?
Yeah.
Which one?
Probably the older one.
Okay.
I'd have to assume.
Oh, is that Bob Zoo?
Yeah. He was like a bit player or whatever. And then, of course, Diane Keaton was in The Godfather. So they can't go to the movie, though, because they're 2 minutes late.
Yeah.
I got to see the movie from start to finish.
I kind of get that a little bit.
She goes, it's just the credits. They don't have trailers yet.
I'm going to be thinking about the whole time about how I missed that beginning part. I couldn't relax properly. I don't sound like him at all.
And back then, movies just started.
They didn't have no previews?
No, there were no previews. And it was just like, here's movie. Starring. And the movie starts.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
They didn't have previews? When did previews come in?
I don't know. Probably in the 80s, maybe?
763-634-1897. You tell us when movie previews started.
And movies also ran for like 6 months in the theater back then.
That's how long a single movie was? You go in there, you can't leave. You die.
Oops, you forgot to feed your dog.
Is it recording?
Yeah.
Imagine if it wasn't.
Be a good place to start.
Yep.
So they're arguing, and they go, all right, we'll go to a different movie then. And now they're in this other movie, and they're in a pretty long line, which I guess was a thing at some point in American history.
A long line?
For movies, yeah.
To get into them?
Mm-hmm.
That never happened to you?
Mm-mm.
I feel like that happens. So I guess now you just buy your ticket online, and then you're like, here, scan my ticket.
Well, now, yeah, but even back then, maybe it's just because I didn't go to popular movies, I guess.
I remember trying to go to movies and then finding out they're so full. It's going to be a nightmare. I remember trying to go to Bill and Ted's when I was like fucking 5 or 6 or something like that. And it was pretty much sold out. And there was like nowhere to be. And my mom's like, we have to go.
Mm-hmm.
There just was no room to live.
When I went to Die Hard, Callie went to The Boy and the Heron.
Oh.
And I was buying her ticket, online. And I pulled up the theater and it was just like one there and one there.
Mm.
And it's like the biggest theater at Oakdale.
The Boy and the Heron's doing well, eh?
I get what it's only playing for like 4 days.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
You guys don't want to run it for like a couple weeks?
No.
Okay.
So they're in line now, and the guy behind him is just talking about
This guy.
books and movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, theoretically. But how about vis-a-vis? And it's apropos, you know.
Theoretically, how about I make this guy shut up?
Yeah, and he goes,
I can't-
this fucking guy's breathing on me over here.
I can feel him on my neck.
And she goes, we don't have sex. And he goes, it's a book she just read. And then he does the thing where he breaks the fourth wall and he just steps out of line and starts defending himself to us. And then all of a sudden the guy that is behind him talking all that gibberish, he breaks the fourth wall.
Why shouldn't I be able to talk about this?
Yeah, this is what it's about. And then all of a sudden Woody Allen pulls the author of the book he's talking about from leering behind a machine. And he goes, actually, you idiot, you've gotten it all wrong. And you've got a micropene.
And Woody Allen's like, I wish it was really like this.
Mm-hmm. And then the guy, he literally does that thing where balloons let out air and fly around the room. Because he's a deflated windbag.
Yeah, with a micropene.
Mm-hmm.
Is my Woody Allen getting just a little bit closer?
Yeah.
I'm doing.
We're honing it.
I'm just doing yours. I'm
Fine-tuning
just copying you. You have to get it right, and then
Yeah.
I copy you and get it close to you.
I'm teasing
Yeah.
whether or not I'm going to actually get it. Does it just then jump back to his life before he's with her? They're in bed. And she says, well, you were married before. And then it just jumps back there?
Is that somebody he was married to? I thought who it jumped back to is that lady I mentioned earlier, that you mentioned earlier. Margot.
Well, first Carol Kane, which is his first wife.
What?
Yeah. So it all of a sudden, he's backstage at some sort of a convention or something, a political event. And Carol Kane, who looks fantastic.
Yeah, she looks great.
Her personality is finally like on display.
Yeah.
I feel like before what we've seen her in is kind of just like she's just there.
Right.
But here it's like she's blowing the scene up, man.
And she's not a weirdo. She's like a regular lady.
Yeah. She's attractive in a profound way.
I just watched this movie last night, and I apparently can't remember it very well because I didn't remember that they were married. I don't remember them having a relationship at all. I remember them interacting.
Yeah,
but
so she goes, well, you're on next. And he goes, what do you mean? There's a comic on there right now.
yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
She goes, well, yeah, you're on next. I grouped the
Can't-
comics.
I can't go after a comic. They're already going to be laughing.
Yeah, what the fuck you doing to me over here? And
I need the novelty of telling a joke after somebody sings a dumb song.
Yeah, and she goes, well, you'll be fine. And he goes, well, give me a compliment. She's like, you're pretty cute.
What?
And he goes on and he kills. His jokes are a little dirty, but he kills.
Man, if somebody told me I was cute, I'd kill myself.
Mhm.
I'd be like, it ain't going better than this. Later.
So then it literally jumps to her in a t-shirt sitting in bed with her wild, untamed hair. And she's trying to make whoopee with him. And he's just going on and on about the JFK assassination.
That was her?
Yeah. Walking around the room. And what about the bullet?
Wait, is he he's cheating on somebody to be with her, though, isn't he?
See, that's what I thought, but I'm pretty damn positive they said that that's his first wife.
Really? Yeah, because I thought...
Because then the next woman is his second wife.
And that's the cute lady with the
lady who needs
sunglasses? Glasses? Yeah.
She takes the Adderall, or what does she
Xanax,
take? Xanax,
maybe?
yeah. So I'm pretty sure Carol Kane's his first wife. And she goes, you're just using this as an excuse not to be intimate with me.
Yeah, what's this problem?
He
I
goes-
thought he was cheating on somebody. That's why he wouldn't fuck her.
That's what I assumed, that he's with Annie Hall, because I'm confused. I'm like, well, what's going on here? We do see him as a child because something's happened and it causes this eruption of existential dread within him. And he doesn't want to do his homework anymore or something.
He learned about the the
expanding universe.
expansion of the universe. and
Right.
How, yeah.
So then we see him in class and,
You like how his doctor's smoking?
oh yeah, big time. And he forcibly kisses a girl in class.
Yeah.
And the teacher's like, dude, you can't do that. And he goes, what? Me? And she goes, get up here. And he goes, well, this guy's doing that and this person's doing that. And then they go, I wonder where they are right now. And the guy's like, I'm a methadone addict. And
I was a heroin addict and now I'm a methadone addict.
Mhm.
I run a relatively successful insurance firm. I can't remember. It's something like that.
And the final girl says something that
I like
Seems-
leather.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
So that marriage ends. And the next I think we see of him is he's with that other wife.
Right. And she's an actress, and she knows Annie Hall. They're in stuff together.
Yeah,
Acting classes.
eventually we get there, right? But so they're at first they're at that party. Woody Allen sneaks away to go watch a game.
She looks really great. This
Which-
lady's wildly attractive.
Mhm.
Her vibe is fantastic. Until they're in bed together, I'm all for this lady.
I wonder if that's when he would have had the vision of the Knicks versus the philosophers that was cut. So she's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm watching this." And she goes, "Why are you doing that?" And he goes, "Because I like doing it." And she goes, "That's stupid." And he goes, "Well, let's have sex." She goes, "Are you a fucking moron? Like, there's editors and shit. What do you think people would think?"
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's not their house.
No, God, no. So then they're at home and he's trying to have sex with her, but a siren is going off.
And she's like, I was so close.
Yep.
I
He goes,
need a Xanax.
yeah.
Something. Is it maybe not a Xanax?
I'm pretty sure it is now that you say it.
I need a heroin.
She's looking around. Where is it? He's like, well, what the hell? We live in the city over here.
See, that's tricky because you slide into Travolta. I was doing it earlier, and I was like, that's not Woody Allen. It's
Felt a little
Travolta.
Andrew Dice, too.
Yeah. Oh, little Miss Muffet. She's a slut. That's my dice. That's bad.
I don't remember why they break up, though, but they do.
I don't think they do break up. I think he starts flirting with Diane Keaton, and then that lady's
they go
never
to-
mentioned again.
They go to play tennis with Rob. So when they get there, I'm assuming Rob's dating Woody Allen's wife because I don't recognize her. She's just different now. And this is where Woody Allen, of course, meets Annie Hall.
Mhm.
Then I'm like, oh, that's his wife lady still. But then she's completely gone immediately thereafter.
Yeah.
Because Annie Hall's like, coming out all awkward and shit.
Well, because it's weird. Because I mean, she knows his wife.
Yeah. And she's just like all over him.
I think that I actually would like you.
Mm-hmm.
And I am intrigued by this scene. I like the scene a bit, but it's a little bit too stupid where she's really interested in him, but really awkward and weird about it.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen this since this happened in this movie. Like people try to do this scene.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at this one now, it's like it's a little over the top. But she's
Yeah.
also a piece of shit for doing this.
It feels like this is what people think Drew Barrymore is. Whenever you see like a comedy sketch about Drew Barrymore,
What do you
like on
see?
SNL or something, people play Drew Barrymore. Not maybe now, but
Oh, okay, yeah.
on SNL or whatever.
I see what
Mad
you're
TV.
I thought you meant like a seductress, but no, just like awkward and like, man.
Yeah, goofy. Like, why did I say that?
Like Chris Farley on the Chris Farley show and SNL. He's
Mhm.
like, do you remember being in the Beatles?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like that.
Because she goes something like, "How you getting home?" And he goes, "Oh, I got a ride, I think." She goes, "Oh, you have a car?" He goes, "No, I'm going to take a cab. Do you need a ride?"
Oh, no, I have a car.
You have a car? So I don't understand. If you have a car, so then why did you say, "Do you have a car?" Like you wanted a lift?
I don't know. I wasn't, I got this VW out there. What a jerk, yeah.
It's pretty funny how he keeps voicing it out. Well, I mean, she's trying to angle for spending time with him without coming out and saying it.
Mm-hmm.
But then
Exactly,
she's
right.
the type of person to backtrack and be like, I don't know what I'm doing. Let me tell you the truth.
You play very well.
Oh, yeah? So do you. Oh, God, what a dumb thing to say, right? I mean, you say it, you play well, and then right away I have to say you play well. Oh, God, Annie. Well, oh, well. La-di-da, la-di-da, la-la, yeah.
So then she's like, "Oh, how about I just give you a ride?" "Well, I'm going downtown." And he goes, "Well, I'm going uptown." She goes, "Well, I'm eventually going there too. I live there.
Why did you say you were going downtown?
Let's just go there." It's like, okay. So she drives like a maniac.
Yeah, it's scary.
It is scary. And this is where we find out she's from Menominee, Wisconsin.
Nope, Chippewa Falls.
Chippewa Falls. I was testing you. And yeah, he's like, "Is this a sandwich?" He finds it. She goes, "Yeah."
He doesn't throw it out the window, though.
No, he eats it.
No, he doesn't. I thought he might throw it out the window, but then I was like, she might actually be really angry that he did that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're learning microscopic things about her. So she parks. She just pulls in. I'm there. And he goes, oh, good. We can walk to the curb from here.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like, well, all right. She's like, oh, you don't want to maybe come up? And he's like, yeah, all right.
I'll come up for a glass of wine. You don't have anything to do? No, I have time for a glass.
Mm-hmm. So they get up there, and she's looking for stuff, and he notices pictures on the wall. Well, that's my brother Christopher Walken, and that's my Gammy Hall.
This whole time she's wearing the classic Annie Hall outfit, right?
She is, yeah.
The tie and the vest and the hat.
He says he likes the way she's dressed.
I like the way she's dressed minus the hat. The hat I cannot stand. The rest of it, I'm like, real cute.
I feel like this look influenced Jennifer Aniston.
And Blossom.
Yeah, that too. But that when he compliments her wardrobe, that's when she says, oh, the tie I got from Gammy
James Gandolfini?
Gammy Hall.
Gandy?
He goes, who the fuck's Gammy Hall? And he goes, oh, that's my grandma. She does not like Jewish people.
Okay, I remember when she starts saying this. I was like, wait, what? I missed the very beginning of this, but so like she hated Jews, and I was like, what?
Well,
He's glossing over it because he wants to fuck her or what?
She's telling some sort of a story about a narcoleptic family member.
Oh yeah, this is the ending of it's pretty funny. Yeah.
And eventually she goes, yeah, and he just, fell asleep. And he died. He's dead.
He just fell asleep and he never woke up. He's dead.
Yeah. And Woody Allen's like, all right. So then they go out onto her veranda and they're sharing their wine. And all of a sudden the subtitles kick in. No, first she says, you're what my Gammy Hall would call a real Jew. And I'm thinking, oh, well, now he should be alarmed.
Yeah.
That's a very inappropriate, bizarre, offensive thing to say.
I don't know that the words can come after this that will make me comfortable with continuing here.
No, and he even goes, well, I should probably go. And they start talking about photography. And the subtitles kick in. And I'm like, oh, shit, am I sitting on the remote? But then I'm like, oh, they're not saying what the subtitles are saying. So.
Some of it is things that they're saying to each other, but not. And then the rest of it is their inner thoughts.
Well, they say something to each other, and she's like, oh, yeah, I dabble with photography. And she goes, oh, God, he probably thinks I'm a nerd. And he goes, oh, yeah, let me tell you about Photography 101. And he goes, oh, I'm just bullshitting to have sex with you or something. So he invites her to go out at one point, and she can't. But then I guess they do have sex.
Now, is this movie as boring to talk about as I feel it, or is it because we haven't recorded for a week? This
honestly
seems unbearably boring.
I think it's one of those things where you kind of have to see it.
Yeah.
Describing it's boring.
It's boring to watch kind of also, though.
Kind of, yeah.
It's inventive and funny, but it's just a relationship told through different tunnels.
So, I mean, basically what we're looking at, though, is just then the beginning and building of their relationship. Funny moments, intimate moments. He's watching her audition to sing.
It had to be you. It had to be you.
He's performing stand-up in Wisconsin, and they go have dinner with her family, and there's like a split screen where it juxtaposes his family with their family.
And they talk a little bit, too.
And then eventually, yeah, I loved it. They just start, the mom asks a question from her side, and the dad is answering it. And it's really cool, even though it's odd because his side of the family takes up more of the screen. And they do that again later when there's another split screen. She smokes pot.
Yeah.
Post and precoital.
Yeah.
Every night, basically. She says, it just, helps me relax or whatever. But he doesn't like it because he feels like it's an artificial stimulant. And he just wants to have his sex with her when she's sober.
I have to ask you a question. Don't go any further. With your wife in bed, does she need some kind of artificial stimulation like marijuana?
We use a large vibrating egg.
Man, I'm so conflicted about this because he seems like such a fucking square the way he keeps harping on grass.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the same time, it's like, But I mean, do you really have to get high every time we have sex? But maybe she does. Maybe she likes it them. I'm conflicted, but I feel like he's a real wiener about it.
Because it seems like she smokes weed every night. She just has to do that to unwind and shut off before she can have a peaceful rest of her night. So presumably you're not having sex every night and she's smoking weed, right? Now, either you're a square and you don't like grass, so you won't put up with it, or that's her thing. She's not pressuring you into doing it, so you just don't really care.
No, she's still fucking you, so that's pretty cool.
But if you're like, all right, you start kissing, and she goes, hold on, and every time you have sex, but no other time runs off to smoke weed. I mean, I'd still have sex with her, of course, but I'd sort of just say, I mean, do you need it? Is it me? Or is that just something that actually administers more pleasure to you?
I mean, I think she might be a little high strung and that helps her chill, but I don't know.
But regardless, she then says, all right, I won't do it. And they start sexing. And
she splits into two in her ghost form.
yeah, she goes Doctor Strange on his ass.
Yeah.
And then they start talking to the ghost. She's like, do you have a pen or something? I can start writing while you have your way with my body. He's just like, oh, I don't like this one bit. So then she starts going to therapy that he's paying for.
Yeah.
And she's having some breakthroughs.
But he's also insulting her pretty regularly, trying to get her to go to continuing education courses.
Here's a new book. Here's a blah, blah. And
that's pretty insulting, Jules.
it is.
Because she seems like a pretty cool lady.
So eventually she goes, look, you just, I'm not as smart as you want me to be, is the feeling that I get when I'm around you.
Do you feel like she's a dummy?
No, I feel like it's just not her thing.
Yeah, I feel
to
like
sit and read books about the Holocaust.
Yeah, I think she's a cool and intelligent lady, and I think he's a dick.
He's just a self-flagellating pussy.
Can you imagine like how much he would hate if he was dating somebody exactly like him?
Mm-hmm.
He'd hate her.
The worst thing is that I get the impression that he's an incredible lover.
Yeah, within the movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I'm
we
just
see him
like,
with those glasses on laying next to her with his caterpillar eyebrows.
God,
Who
what?
the fuck is this guy? Is this like some sort of wax James Caan? You remember his name? Murray
No.
Eldorado.
No, I did not, but I remembered the show. Give it to me, baby. Come on. Don't fail me now.
Just shoot me.
Nope. A little show called
The Single Guy.
Yes, sir.
Is it really?
It is. Joey Slotnick.
That's what I said.
I like Joey Slotnick.
I mean, not now, but
Well, doesn't Joey Slotnick look exactly the same now as he did back then?
he's apparently bald now.
Oh. I know.
Right? Woody Allen laying in the dark.
I guess.
I mean, it just does not look like Woody Allen.
No, because his glasses aren't on. It's
And I'm
such
like-
a big part of him.
I'm like, oh, is this a play? He's got somebody playing him? Is this really like Schenectady, Synecdoche?
Huh. Is Joey Slotnick in that movie I like? Then you say yeah.
Yeah.
Melvin Goes to Dinner.
He
he in
absolutely is.
Have you seen that movie?
I have seen that
I
movie.
brought that movie up a lot. I like that movie a lot.
Why did I see that movie?
He's also in Pirates of Silicon Valley, right?
That I can't confirm.
Maybe not. Is he Wozniak or something in there?
There's a picture of him with Steve Wozniak that I just looked at, so that's probably it.
He's Wozniak. I got the loan, Steve.
No. No, he's not in there.
What?
No, he's not in there.
He's in one of them.
Not
man.
Melvin.
Oh, am I thinking of the other guy?
You're thinking of
The guy
Michael Blyden.
Anyways.
He's Melvin.
Oh, really?
James Gunn is in there.
What else is Slotnick in that I like?
I don't know. So they break up.
Yep.
She's seeing her. Well, she's not really seeing her professor, but she's
interested in him. And
yeah, but she's not pursuing it because she's
No.
not that kind of gal.
Nope.
But he pushes her away,
No.
and so she starts, I don't know, doing something.
I mean, he's a shitty boyfriend, though.
He's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, he self-flagellates, but he also is quick to jump to irrational conclusions, and he's not any fun.
Who's he cheating on her with? Do we not? Who's he? They like are basically broken up.
Shelley Duvall,
Oh yeah.
sort of. It's very weird, man.
How do you feel about her in this movie?
I don't like her,
Yeah.
and I don't like her when she's in bed with him and she's got her little pigtails.
Yeah.
It's a real Juliette Lewis, Too Young to Die kind of vibes here.
Yeah.
I'm just like, ugh,
Yeah.
No.
I kind of thought she might be like a revelation in this movie.
I did too. I saw her.
No, Shelley Duvall. This is gonna be amazing.
No, they filmed her sequence in 2 days.
Okay.
So that may have been just a quick last minute thing, or I don't know. But so, yeah, she's a journalist
For Rolling Stone.
but she's also at like a Maharaji conference, and she seems to believe the shit this guy's espousing.
Uh-huh.
So then they're back at home, and he may have already had sex with her.
I think so, and she thought it was good.
She enjoyed it quite a bit. And all of a sudden his phone rings. Hello? You've called 763-634-1897. What can I do for you? I love you guys.
Send us your drawings of Shelley Duvall smiling.
Mm-hmm.
We just want to see her happy.
And he goes, Diane Keaton? What the hell? It's an emergency.
Oh my God, I'll be right there. Shelley Duvall, get out of my apartment.
So he gets over there and he goes, what's going on? Why'd you call me at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Alfie, there's a spider in my bathroom.
Huh.
He's big. He tipped his hat to me.
What's this? You went to a rock concert? Yeah, I went to a rock concert. Oh, yeah, with that guy you're seeing? What does that have to do with anything? Well, why the fuck didn't you call him to do this? And she goes, oh, Alfie. So he goes in there with a tennis racket and a rolled-up magazine.
When I think of somebody protecting me,
Mm-hmm.
Woody Allen, you're the first person I think of.
Yeah, you're 2.5 feet shorter than me. You weigh probably a nickel less than me.
You'll complain and whine for 3 hours before you even act like you're going to attack the spider.
And then you destroy my bathroom.
Oh.
And probably, detune my tennis racket.
I pooped everywhere. I don't know. I got all mixed up trying to get that spider.
Yeah. Hey, this racket was tuned to an A. Now it's a D. What the hell? So he goes, yeah, I killed it. Don't worry about it. And she's crying in bed. And she goes, I miss you. And he goes, oh, great. I'll just start necking on you. And she goes, was there a woman at your house? He goes, no, it was a girl.
Why would you say that?
Mm-hmm. So they start dating again.
Thought I heard somebody talking. No.
It was the radio. I mean, the television. She goes, oh, okay. And they start dating again. And it's great. There is at one point where it may have been, I don't know if it was before they broke up or when they're back together now, but it's that split shot of him and his therapist and hers at hers. And they're kind of conversating about the problems that they're both feeling that are mutual or whatever. That was actually one set. They put up a dividing wall. They didn't split screen it.
Like the air freshener commercial I see
So
these
they
days.
could really riff off of each other. It would have been impossible to have filmed otherwise.
Yeah.
Impossible.
So
all of a sudden she's singing now, and Jason, I had so much unbridled joy for her during her song performance.
Oh.
It was like a revelation to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Because she was bad the first time?
No, just the shit she's doing with her eyeballs. It's a real Maggie Gyllenhaal kind of a thing.
Oh. Julian,
Mm-hmm.
when she was on stage, I said, oh my God, she looks 98% like Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Mm-hmm.
I never compared these two ever in a million years, but right now, these two ages, they look exactly the same.
When you can just see her face, it's in the spotlight, and she's like looking off stage. I presumably maybe at LV, but I'm not sure. She's smiling and she's just super nervous, but
Telling him to go suck a fuck.
she's singing her heart out, and it's great.
Uh-huh.
And I kid you not, I was smiling while I was watching this performance, Jason.
That's nice.
I was smiling.
I'm happy about that.
And I said, I get it. I get it now. This woman is doing some marvelous stuff here. And they love her.
Paul Simon's like, hey,
Hey, I'm going to look at the camera 6 or 7 times in this 45-second scene. What do you think about that?
do you like Paul Simon?
I don't know, dude. I think he ingratiated himself to me via his hosting gig on SNL.
Sure.
But boy, he's an awkward, goofy looking little dude.
I kind of love him in this. I also am a fan of him because of SNL a little bit from when we were quite little. He was also in the Mother Goose Rock and Rhyme with Shelley Duvall, where I think he played Simple Simon or something.
You can't forget about that legendary video with Chevy Chase.
Call Me Al.
Yeah.
Yeah.
where Chevy Chase is
Bah, 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 bah.
singing the song.
If you be my bodyguard, I can be your long lost friend. I don't know if that's how it goes.
Mm-hmm. You can call me Al. That's a jam right there.
Are we done with this movie yet?
No, so they get back together, and she starts to want to be famous, and we see Jeff Goldblum
At Paul Simon's
at the party,
house.
where you also saw,
Oh, Oingo Boingo.
Yep.
Danny Elfman.
with like cones on his arms or something.
I thought I saw somebody else right before this too, but spotting that guy and being like, is that Danny Elfman, jettisoned it from my brain. You know, he's such a weird looking guy. And when he marched by with those spikes on his arm, he's only in frame for like, what, 1 second?
I think there's 2 shots of him. At one point, you see his shoulder in the background, and then he walks by later.
I was amazed. I was like, is that Danny Elfman? And then I never would have checked, but like just that extra little ping in my brain said, look, and it was.
When Woody Allen was in the studio with Rob while he was editing in laugh tracks into his show, that's when you see Beverly D'Angelo. She's on the monitor
Oh.
for whatever it is that was. So she's like, you know what, Woody Allen, let's break up. He's like, yeah, I'm about that. And she's like, I'm going to go live with Graceland over here and make records. And Woody Allen's like, that's cool. And so they break up and they have books that they're keeping and everything, you know. So they're apart now and they're kind of living their shit. But then Woody Allen goes, oh, no, I need you back in my life. I'm going to come to Los Angeles for you.
And they have lunch.
He rents a car, a huge Cadillac.
Uh-huh.
And they have lunch and she's like, you know what, dude, you're pathetic and I don't really actually want to be with you. And she storms out and he proceeds to damage like 3 cars.
Uh-huh.
And then a cop shows up and he tears up his own license and
Goes to jail.
yeah. And Rob has to come bail him out. And do you remember this?
Kind of.
He's got on a coat and he goes, God damn it. Why did I have to come and get you out of jail? Do you know what I was doing? I was at home with twins. 2 16-year-olds. Can you imagine what we were going to do?
No, that's not what he said. Can you imagine the mathematical possibilities?
There you go.
That is the dumbest, weirdest thing I have ever heard in my life. That's not a true statement. But I said to Jenny, I said, did you hear what that guy said?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Right. He's going to be serving 25 to 30.
I don't think it
That's the
mattered back
mathematical
then.
statistics.
I don't think anybody cared back in 1977.
God, I had to rewind that and put on subtitles to make sure I got that right.
Oh, that one. I mean, I don't remember how old they were, but I remember,
40?
Strange. Yeah, they're 40.
Yeah.
Imagine the mathematical possibility.
Good Lord. I mean, did he kidnap them? Did they come over willingly? But in any event, he doesn't want to live in L.A., so he goes back to New York, and he's on a date, and he meets somebody outside of a movie theater that we see from approximately 50 feet away, and it's Sigourney Weaver.
At another point in the movie, there's a lady whose face you don't see, but then she like tilts her head back and you see it for a split second. And I was like, is that Sigourney's voice? I guess that could have been Sigourney.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling Jenny, like, I still have not seen Sigourney unless it was that lady earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3 seconds later, this scene happened. I was like, is that Sigourney? So fucking far away.
Yeah.
Did you know that was her?
No, I actually missed it. I got to the point where I'm like, because at first, right, there's like 2 movie theater lines or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And there's that one, exactly the person I know you're talking about. That's who I thought. I'm like, God, I really don't think that's her. But, and then at the party, Graceland's girlfriend who's nipping,
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh, maybe, but I thought she was outside the movie. So I completely missed that little short scene. I heard it, but I wasn't looking at the TV at that moment. So I finished the movie and I'm like, well, what in the hell? So I Google it and I'm like,
It's that shot.
where did this happen? So I go all the way back to the beginning of the movie.
No.
And I watched the movie again.
No, you didn't.
No. But then I go, oh, wait a second. He said he bumped into Diane Keaton. I must have missed it. And I went and sure enough, there it was. She's credited in the cast.
I imagine it was in that 2.5 hour cut, right? She must have had a line or two.
I would have to assume there was, just a closer dialogue that they were like, you know what? Just, we need a voiceover and that'll do it.
Doesn't the movie end 1 minute after the scene?
Yeah, because then he goes to meet Diane Keaton. They have a good lunch. And that's the end of it. They go back to living their normal lives.
Sigourney Weaver's first credit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we didn't talk about the hilarious scene with Walken where he's like,
Oh, right.
as a fellow artist, I wanted to talk to you about this. Sometimes when I'm driving down the road and there's another car coming, I get this overwhelming urge to just drive into it and die.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, okay, I'm going to go back out here to planet Earth.
Yeah. And then they're like, you guys need a ride? Dad'll take you. Oh, no, Christopher Walken's going to take us.
Yeah, we're like immediately in that car.
It's like driving
He's
rain.
driving. And then they show that they put the camera outside the car and the car flies by so fast.
And like Christopher Walken's driving. Then we see her. She's just like, whatever. He's driving. And then we see Woody and he's just like,
That's probably what I thought that was kind of the
It was good.
part of the movie.
And that's it.
I went from thinking this movie was kind of good to sort of hating it, having to talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Having to talk about it. God, it takes a long time to talk about it.
Because, yeah. What do you see?
You didn't.
What?
I put that nutcracker up there. The little one on the top window.
Was that?
Back
did you
when
bring
we
that
filmed.
from home?
I bought that at a thrift store.
Nobody noticed it?
I put it up there when we were filming.
Oh, man, leave it up there. We'll see if Jenny notices.
Because you were like, where did that
back
frog come from? Remember that?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, hey, Callie, I'm going to go sneak a nutcracker up there.
That's pretty good.
Isn't it?
Her dad collected nutcrackers.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got it at Savers for like $5.
Oh. What do you think about this movie?
I don't know, dude. I think I'm in the same boat. Like at first, I was turned off because it's a Woody Allen movie, but then I'm like, actually, this is pretty good.
Yeah, once I started watching it, I was like, oh, this is actually a pretty good movie.
I was a little confused by the timeline, but again, he just sort of wears on me the more I see him.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the fact that I drink constantly now, but really by about the midpoint of this movie, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
this is all the movie's going to be for the rest of the movie. An hour and a half is a long time to spend with this guy just living this life. If we saw this when it came out, or even within like 10 years, I think it would have been pretty life-changing.
Yeah.
It probably would have been really on Woody Allen.
Mm-hmm.
This probably explains Woody Allen to a great extent, his lasting legacy. I give it a 6. I dislike it quite a bit now that we're talking about it, but I think it's actually a pretty good movie, even if it wore out its welcome and was a bit boring.
Yeah, I give it a 6 as well. Sigourney, it's
Better than I've ever seen her.
well, a lot more impactful than Brandon Lee in Zeus.
That's true.
2 very small roles.
What about Robert Longstreet in the second Dawson's Creek as Best Buy employee?
Again, a really small role, but they do so much with it that it's like I can almost imagine the words that mouth is saying from this far away.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna give her a 6.
Sure. So that's the first Sigourney movie.
Yeah,
Hopefully I whittled this down, or one of us whittled this down.
I will.
Real small.
I'll just go delete.
You'll see us next week with Madman, not Mad Men.
No,
Madman.
Madman.
1978.
Mm-hmm.
You can find us on Instagram, Reddit, YouTube, Facebook, We Doing Filmographies. You can email us at wedoingfilmographies@gmail.com. We told you earlier, 763-634-1897, and that's a phone call you can call or text us at.
Yeah, it was an Easter egg.
Leave us a voicemail. We'll see you with Madman next week. I've been Jason.
And I've been Julian.
And
We've
we did
been
Filmographies.